Listen, we're in the Champions League. We're in the Champions League. Finishing top 3. We're in the Champions League. Where's Liverpool? Not there. Where's Chelsea? Not there. Where's Spurs? Not there. Oh my God! You're not going blind because you did not.
Oh, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to United View. I hope everyone is doing very well. Welcome back to another match preview. Yes, it's Manchester United vs FC Copenhagen at Old Trafford tomorrow, 8 o'clock kickoff. Joined by DJ. DJ, how you doing, mate? You nervous, apprehensive ahead of tomorrow's game?
I am. It's a big game. You know, we just haven't looked. Look, we've had wins. We've had wins, but the manner of those wins is what concerns me, but I'm going to try and be positive for today. So, yeah, I am a bit nervous,
Yeah, I mean, let's get straight into it because Erik ten Hag spoke at the press conference today, and he was asked point blank, you know, is it a must-win game? And he said, well, look, yeah, every game's a must-win game when United, a manager or player, but particularly if you don't win your first 2 games in the Champions League, you don't get too many lives. Like, we're not cats here, yeah? This isn't 9 lives. You can maybe get away with 2 losses in the group stage. We've already got the 2 losses, yeah? So is it a must-win game tomorrow?
It is, yeah. Definitely must-win game. And I'm glad that the manager understands the urgency. I'm glad he understands the importance. He's leaving no rooms for, excuses. And that's why we've kind of loved this manager in a sense of, you know, he's very, very honest and he's quite realistic about what needs to happen. And the writing's on the wall there. We need to win, or I don't even want to think of the outcome.
Well, we need to win or we're out. We need to win or we're out. It's pretty much as simple as that. I mean, the general maths, you can get through with 10 points. 10 points you get through. 9, I don't know. But like certainly 10 points, and we've got 4 games left to get them. So we're talking about 3 wins and a draw, and we have to play Bayern Munich again, and we have to go away to Galatasaray. So when you really look at it, you say, look, I mean, and no disrespect to FC Copenhagen, because they've done all right so far, you know, in the group stage. They were unfortunate when Bayern came to them. Bayern scored in the last minute. They did all right against Galatasaray away from home too. So it's not as if they're bad or anything like that. But at the end of the day, if you can't beat FC Copenhagen at home, you don't deserve to be in the Champions League, and we won't be in the Champions League if we don't beat them anyway. So it certainly must win. I've got a question for you, though, DJ, and we were talking about this on the Full View yesterday. Which game is more important? I know this is a match preview specifically for this game, but in terms of the week ahead, which game is more important? Is it the game against Copenhagen tomorrow, or is it the Manchester derby on Sunday?
I think both.
Oh, you sitting on the fence. Both. I can't believe it, DJ. Politician.
It is both, Owen. Honestly, it's both. I think when we're looking at the magnitude of where we are in the league, we need to be urgent in the league. We need to be racking up 3 points or getting something from that game. It's a tall ask for these players. It is a very tall ask for these players. It's like a 4 foot. It's like a boxer that's 4 foot versus a boxer that's 7 foot. You know, it's just different heights. It's just different scales, a different magnitude. That derby game. We need points in that. I don't care how we do it. Don't care. Hand of God Maradona, don't care. We need points. But even this game, it's a must-win game because if we don't win, we're out. So we can't afford to be further afield in the league. We can't afford any more like big losses and just go in adrift. But then when we're in the context of Champions League, it's a must-win game. So yeah, I think both. I think both are as important as each other for me anyway.
I'm going to lean into that. This game is more important. This game is more, and that's not, so you're saying the game of the weekend isn't important.
Doesn't mean anything.
Exactly. No. What I mean is that, you know, the weekends, if we draw, you go, to be honest, if we drew at the weekend, I think anyone would take it.
I'll take it now. Take it.
Most people expect us probably to lose at the weekend. The difference is with the Copenhagen one, we can't afford to lose. We can't afford to lose. Can't afford to draw. If we don't get a result tomorrow, we're out of the Champions League. And for all of that work we did last season, I mean, the intro says it finished 3rd, you know, not there. We won't be there much longer. We've got, it's a massive game. In terms of team news, it was quite interesting as well at the press conference today. A little bit of people not hearing properly because Erik ten Hag said Sergio is back. He was ill at the weekend. Now, obviously, when he says Sergio, he's referring to Sergio Reguilon. Yeah. Lots of people in the press conference, myself included at the time, but very quickly realized who he was talking about, thought he said Sancho. He did not say Jadon Sancho. Jadon Sancho is not involved. Sky Sports even tweeted it out. Jadon Sancho, available for selection. No, do not expect Jadon Sancho to play tomorrow. He is not going to play tomorrow. But Reguilon could be back, which is a positive to actually play a left back. Also as well, Kobbie Mainoo. Look, he's been training with the team for a little while now. Could it be involved? Ten Hag the other day did say he could have some minutes. Who do you expect to be involved tomorrow? Who would you expect to possibly come back in?
I think Sergio Reguilon, definitely. We've been screaming for a natural sort of left back, and it's just been crazy where we have 3 of our left backs have all been injured. So it'll be good to have him back. I definitely think he comes back in just for the balance. And in terms of Kobbie Mainoo, I think he'll play. I just don't think he'll start. I don't think he'll start the game, but I think he'll probably come on 60th, 70th minute, depending on the game. But what I do know is that Ten Hag really is a big fan of his, so he's probably not going to want to rush him back too soon. I think he'll get some minutes under his belt with maybe hopes of playing on the weekend at some point as well. So it'd be good to have both of them back. I think they'll both feature.
Yeah, and also as well, Casemiro, of course, he did train today, but he's suspended after getting sent off against Galatasaray, so he's going to be missing out. Other injuries, still the same. Although Terrell Malacia was on the grass today. Yes, oh, wow. Round of applause, Terrell Malacia on the grass today. I was thinking, what's so bizarre with all that is the conspiracy theories. The guy just had a knee problem. He had surgery. Yeah. He had surgery, but honestly, the tinfoil hat was firmly out. There's something going on, DJ, with Terrell Malacia. I'm not sure what's going on. Imagine what reading all that at home. Your legs like in a brace. You've been under, people have been literally scoping your knee out, and people are going, I think there's something going on there. But like my knee, there's something wrong with my knee, man. But he's back out on the grass, so that's good. He won't be involved tomorrow, but they say by early November, possibly could be back. So that's good to hear. We could have 2 left backs. God, imagine that. Imagine that. Unbelievable. So as far as the team news in general, most likely, I think it'll probably be Onana in goal. Right back, Dalot was in the press conference today, and we don't have another right back. So it's going to be Diogo Dalot. Yeah. Centre backs, it's going to be interesting. Very, very interesting, because obviously, Varane was on the bench at the weekend. One would think he will start, as well as the game at the weekend. Lindelof, he's been playing at fullback recently. Johnny Evans went off with an injury at the weekend, so I probably don't think he'll be involved. But look, Harry Maguire, he's playing all right, DJ. He's playing all right.
He is playing all right. You know what? He's not even playing all right. He's playing really good. He's playing good. He's been dependable. He's been solid. And I think for the first time in a long time, he's getting those runner games, and he's racking up some decent performances. And long may it continue, man. We have to give him his flowers, man. He's come under extreme scrutiny from the fan base. I'm one of those people included, but we have to give him his flowers. He stepped up, and he's handling business right now. He's doing what he needs to do, and hopefully he can continue that.
Yeah. Do you think he starts tomorrow then? I mean, we've got 3 centre-backs to pick from them. So we've got Maguire, Varane, Lindelof. What do you think the pairing's going to be?
Yeah, I think he starts tomorrow. I think the pairing will be, if Reguilon does come back in straight away, it might be Maguire and Varane, just because I think they're going to want to give Varane a game before the City game just to get going. So hopefully, fingers crossed, he can come through that unscathed. Yeah. Hopefully. I don't know if I'd start Varane though. Maybe give him some minutes, but I don't know. I don't want to start him. I just want to be careful with him, because, again, he is probably probably our best centre back at the club. So I think the partnership will be. With that being said, it probably is going to be Maguire and Varane.
It's tough. It's tough. I think Maguire will start because he's been playing all right at the moment. I think that maybe it might be a case of, although sometimes he said he doesn't like Maguire playing on the left because he doesn't think he's very good with his left foot, which is why Lindelof plays a lot with Raphael Varane. But then Maguire's playing quite well. It's a difficult one. That is a difficult one. I think Maguire might start. It might be Maguire and Lindelof, and maybe Varane on the bench again. Yeah, and maybe it'll be like, I'm going to bring Varane on later on just to get his legs back to him, and then hopefully he'll be available at the weekend. Perhaps it might be that. That's quite interesting too. Midfield, you would think Amrabat, because of course no Casemiro. Then the question is, who? Do you think it's going to be Mount? Because it was McTominay at the weekend, which wasn't surprising in the sense that he's been scoring goals recently, but then his actual performance against Sheffield United, I think he had like 9 touches or 9 passes or something like that. It wasn't great. So do you think Mount comes back in?
I think Mount should come back in. I think he's more dynamic of the two. I think Ten Hag has, kind of honoured McTominay in that sense of, he got the winning goal. Was it against Bournemouth? Was it Bournemouth? Yeah, got the winning goal. Brentford, sorry. Brentford, he got the winning goal. And then, he gets rewarded with a start. We've seen how that start went on. It's all right. But
scored.
Yeah, he scored. He scored. But I think just in terms of having that control in the midfield, look, it's a must-win game. You've got to start your best players. So, I think maybe Mount comes into the midfield, partners Amrabat. Would be shocked if Kobe starts. I'll be very, very shocked if he does. But that's not really entirely out of the realm of possibility. So it might be a Sofian Amrabat, Mason Mount, Bruno, obviously, Rashford on the left, Ante on the right, Højlund up top. That's what it's probably going to be.
Exactly, and that's what's interesting, particularly with the front line, is in the Champions League this season, Højlund's top goal scorer. He got the 2 goals against Galatasaray, scored against Bayern Munich, was unlucky to get one ruled out against Galatasaray as well. So he's on form, facing his boyhood club. 2 of his brothers play there. I mean, his brother's next to him on the thumbnail for this one as well. So he's going to be up for it. Certainly no doubt about that. The question is, do you think he's going to get the service from the likes of Rashford and Bruno?
Oh, well, that's the big question this season. I'm not going to lie. Like, seeing Højlund at Man United up front, I'm such a fan of it. I'm not going to lie. Proper centre forward, proper number 9. It's just about our teammates finding him. And they probably got to still adjust to his game and stuff like that. But honestly, man, like, I've been really critical of Marcus Rashford and Bruno. I think they both need to start, putting in some performances, because if they're supposed to be, quote unquote, our talismans of the team, they need to start producing. And that means not just goals, but that also means assists. You got to assist the big man up front. Like, he's an awesome player, man. He ticks all the boxes: pace, power, aerial ability. He can hold it up. He can do everything. So we need to be getting the ball into him. Because to be fair, Højlund should have scored maybe a few more goals this season.
I agree. I think he's going to be up for it. I think his game against Galatasaray was the best game we've seen from him. That was the game which I think a lot of people went, oh, actually, I tell you what, we might have something there. Particularly like the second goal when he picked up around halfway line, travelled with it, power, got the finish as well. Everyone went, right, okay, maybe it's not a complete dud. Then we've got here. So. I think, as Ten Hag said in the press conference today, we do have to remember he didn't have a preseason with us, and then he did play the first 4 games as well because he was injured. So he is a bit behind in that sense, and particularly those routines of like your Brunos and Rashfords trying to find him, they're a bit delayed. We are starting to see more of it. I think in fairness to Rashford, he was trying to find him more. I noticed against Sheffield United, which is a positive. So here's hoping he can continue to do that. And like I said, gets the goals, and here's hoping that Bruno just gets back to being normal. Bruno, because I don't know, just like again, it's him and Rashford. I know they get a lot of stick, and some of it isn't totally fair. But as the captain, you're looking for the grab in a game like tomorrow, where it's literally like, right, win or bust, win or bust, do or die. You need to lead by example, and if you do mess up, none of this shouting at other players because you messed up. Like that is just completely, honestly, illogical. Also, it must be stressed and pointed out too. It's obviously the first home game since the sad passing of Sir Bobby Charlton. So obviously tensions are going to be high, and the emotion certainly is going to be very high. It's going to be an emotionally charged fixture. There was a lot of talk about that in the press conference today, and obviously there's going to be a minute silence. There's going to be tributes before the games, black armbands being worn as well. So obviously it's going to be a big atmosphere, and to be honest, it's got the makings of a big classic European night for United. Again, emotions high, under the lights. Certainly win or bust for United, and here's hoping we can get it. With that being said, then, DJ, what's your prediction? What are you thinking we're going to do?
I think it'll be 2-0 United. 2-0. I think the troops will rally 2-0. To be fair, in most of our Champions League games, we haven't really played that poorly. It's like just some defensive errors. Like, our overall gameplay hasn't been super poor. Like, it hasn't. But
against Bayern, you forget that we actually started all right. That game. It was just a mistake. It was just a mistake that killed us. Yeah.
And it's the mistakes that drop the heads of the players. And I think if we can just have a full 90 minutes of complete focus, no lapses in concentration, then we can not easily, but we can get the job done against Copenhagen. I do think that, and I think it'll be probably like 2-0 United.
I'm gonna go with a 2-1. I wouldn't be shocked if he went 1-0 down either as well. Like one of those. You know what I mean? Yeah. Let's be honest. We should be good enough to beat Copenhagen if we show up. I think the key thing, and it's the worry is just as you mentioned, individual mistakes. Cut out the individual mistakes. I'm looking at Andre Onana going at the weekend. Couldn't fault you at the weekend. You did fine. You know, couldn't do anything about the penalty. Made a couple of decent saves. I still think you can tell his confidence is definitely shot because even the way he plays up from the back isn't the same like it was, say, 6 weeks ago or something like that. So I would like to see another. To be honest, actually, I would like to see nothing from him tomorrow. I don't want him to be involved at all. You know what I mean? So he just gets through the game and you go, Onana didn't have a save to make. That's what you really want from him. But we're still leaky. We're still leaky with goals at the moment.
I think he's a problem, Owen.
You think so?
Yeah, I know this ain't the Onana show, but even I watched bits of that game, and one of the saves he did make, it's his mechanics. It's the way he dives for the ball. It's very like clunky. And that's a him problem. That's not to do with tactics or anything. That's him that does that. So yeah, I just hope, as you're right, he doesn't have much to do.
No, I hope he doesn't have much to do. But I'm going to go with 2-1. Like I said, I don't think it will be super straightforward. I think it might be a bit of a slow start, but I do think we'll ultimately win. And like I said, look, if we don't, you don't deserve to be in the Champions League anyway. And we won't be in the Champions League. And then we'll have to play the intro and everyone will laugh at us for the last couple of games as well. Yeah. And look, to be honest, we just got to get points on the board. Yeah. I mean, because if we don't beat Copenhagen at home, then you start saying to yourself, actually, when are we going to pick up any points? Like, forget being in it. Are we going to end with goose egg? We're going to end with nothing.
Yeah, you know, we were speaking about Bruno and some of the other players. I just hope that they can actually step up because there were some things Bruno did in that game which were diabolical, man. I'm watching him give the ball away. I'm like, oh my God. And I don't want to pile on the players. I'm trying to be positive and I'm hoping that, you know, spirit of Sir Bobby and all of that, and just in, you know, conjunction with Manchester United, it's Champions League night. We're home. Come on, let's do it, boys. We have to. Come on.
Yes, indeed, we have to. So there you go, guys. Be sure to smash a like on the like button. Be sure to subscribe, bottom right-hand corner. Let us know your thoughts, your predictions, your starting 11s, etc. in the comment section below. If you're feeling optimistic, if you feel like we're going to win, like DJ and myself, we both said we're going to win. If you're saying, hey, you two, you're being way too negative, we're going to win 4-0, 5-0, it's going to be no trouble or whatever. Let us know your thoughts in the comment section below. A reminder, we will be live tomorrow morning as per usual for the morning view. And then it's full match day experience. Flex is back. He's back tomorrow. He'll be on the road trip settings, match view settings. You're going to be on the match view tomorrow, I believe, aren't you?
Of course I am. Yep, I'll be there.
Yes, you're going to be there inside UVHQ, cheering on, hopefully, a United victory. We're out of there. Have a good one. Peace.